The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Turn the beat up a lot. Like a shit ton. Like a little more.
I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. Whip for some money, mix it up with some liquor. She say I'm being a dick, like my name was Richard. I can't be cold, I'm no blizzard. Don't do dress codes, I'm that nigga. I wear a poncho, sombrero, la cucaracha came with us with every fish and he fishing. I drop his name to these bitches. I see if she wanna dance. She sent my shot in the distance, but then she paused. Stop. Are you Michael Christmas? I told her yes. She said my boyfriend is a fan and she dipped in her hand. Grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. Knocking on my door, breaking mirrors and I'm stomping on the floor. Rolling chronic towel underneath the door. This life is nothing like before. I must have did something right. Bitch so bad I'm coming twice, leaving after. Fuck your life. I'm sorry. Psych, I've been wrong way, lesson I've been right. I've been through a lot, but I wanna keep it light right now. I probably could stun if I want to. Put a sub in the trunk if I want to. Bring a fire that'll make a bitch jump through. Ooh, eat the booty like junk food.
Oh shit, my fault.
I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance.
Oh man, always nice to get a little Mac Miller into your system early in the morning. Although I guess it's the afternoon, sorry. What up? What up? How's everybody doing out there, man? How's everybody doing out there? Oh man, it's gonna be a good one today, let me tell you. Woo. Let me tell you what. Doing good. Nice. It's still the morning in Chicago. There you go. Having whiplash with all the different time changes. Yeah, man, you know, I apologize about that, but I gotta just kind of roll with the punches, so to speak. You know, I did not expect that there would be that crazy of a news story that I would be like, you know what? This is so crazy that I'm gonna have to make a video and cut a video and then talk about it on stream. Like that actually does not happen a lot, especially lately. So yeah, apologies on the changing of the time, but you know, just kind of have to do what we have to do. I did also mention earlier that we'd be around noon today because tomorrow's my birthday and I'm taking tomorrow off of streaming. And so, you know, I kind of figured today would be a little bit of a more casual stream. Anyway, but yeah, we'll try to get more consistent. One thing that I know for sure is I've been thinking a lot about just in general, the content and some things and some changes and some things we'll do in 2026. But regardless of all of that, holy shit, we've got a lot to talk about today. You probably know what it is. I know what it is. It's all about the Doomsday trailer, possibly 3 trailers. What the fuck? That's crazy, dude. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. It's nuts. And the story around the announcements of the trailer, I think, is also really interesting. So we'll get into that. There's Scarlett Johansson news. You know, and there's even more news than there was last night. You know, I subscribe to Jeff Snyder's newsletter. He literally just dropped something, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes ago about it and gave some context, talked about what might be actually going on there. So we'll talk about the stuff that broke yesterday with ScarJo and the Batman Part 2, and we'll talk a little bit more about what Jeff has reported as well. We have to discuss DC because, you know, for about a week, maybe a week and a half, I've sort of been on the train of like, yo, I think Gunn's sticking around. You know, there was a report in the Wrap that kind of suggested he would. I kind of heard the same, but all of a sudden there's these other reports coming out there, and yeah, real industry people saying, I don't know about that shit. And so I do want to talk about that as well. And then a couple other things to get into, some casual stuff. It is my birthday. I do have one birthday wish, which I will reveal later on in the stream. Just one wish that I have for you for tomorrow, my birthday. And so I will reveal that a little bit later as well in the stream. But otherwise, how's everybody doing, man? What's going on? What's going on? Also, shout out to everybody that was there last night for the Nerdvenger stream. I thought it was a pretty good one. Deep diving on all the times Doctor Doom was a god. Really, really interesting. And we'll continue those deep dives into next year as well. Rossi, thank you for the rose. Chris Listenfeld says, 62 months, baby. Please, Santa Feige, all I want for Xmas is a sick-ass Doomsday trailer. We are so back, fam. Doomsday hype. Yeah. How do you guys like the thumbnail, too, by the way? I threw that together in like 5-10 minutes. That's actually why the stream was 15 minutes late from noon, because I was like, man, I'm trying to make this funny thumbnail. But 62 months, damn, brother. That's a lot of support. Appreciate you, man. Chris P says, I just want to give an early happy birthday, Josh. We've got the same birthday. I'm going to Midtown Comics in New York. How about you? Dude, that sounds awesome. I'm a good bit away from New York City, so I won't be going to Midtown. But I will be going to Pittsburgh, which is very similar. So I'll be down there for that. Yeah, hey, before we get started on everything, guys, because, look, there's other people going to trickle in, but we do have a lot of hardcore folks in here, and I want to take just a second to plug a project that is connected to the Nerdvengers community. Okay, hang on, let me get this. Let me get this set up. I think this is the one. Okay, I want to explain what this is. I'll drop a link to it in the chat as well. Okay. Nobody, you know, paid me or anything to do this, but this is a member of the community. And sometimes when members of the community are working on a project or doing something really cool, I like to shout them out. I like to give them a little bit of love, like Daniel Ha and his hot sauce, which is fucking incredible. And you all should go check out. What this is a member of the community, Parker Thwips. I don't know if he's in here right now or not, but this is a video game that his wife worked on. She was a part of the art team for this video game, and it just released today. So I want to just watch the trailer with you guys. It's got like a really cool art style. It reminds me a lot of Wind Waker. That's the game, Cloudheim. And I am going to be playing this weekend. I was hoping to play a little this morning, but I got caught up with all the shit. Physics-based combat. Whoa, look at this guy. Ooh, puzzles. Ooh, goop. Ooh, crafting. And selling. Look at that green bean looking motherfucker too. Use your weapons. Use the world. Oh shit. Destructible environments, that's really cool. Little arena. Whoa. Hell yeah. Get him! Ooh, that was sick. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my god, I did a Kamehameha wave! What the fuck? Cool. Okay. And you can check it out. I'll link the Steam page. There's a demo out for the game. I believe it released today, or maybe it released yesterday. Not really sure. I'm going to be playing it because I think it looks really fun, and also I like supporting community members. Maybe it's not your style of game. Maybe you're tight on funds. Maybe you're addicted to Arc Raiders still, and you're just going to play that. All good either way, but just wanted to kind of shout them out. So Cloudheim is the game. And let me see if I can get the Steam link. Can somebody else help me get the Steam link here? Let's see here. Oh, I got it. Okay, let me throw this into DOS chat. Nobody paid me nothing. Just want to shout out, help out a community member. And I know they worked hard on it. His wife's brilliant, and I like the art design quite a bit. So check it out if you're feeling it. If not, no big deal. Okay. Otherwise, guys, we'll probably just get into some of this news here. And again, I just want to share with you that I'm not streaming tomorrow. Like, I don't care if they drop all 3 of the mother-loving Doomsday trailers. Your boy's gone. I'm out of the office. I'm out of the tower tomorrow, okay? And I might be out of the tower Saturday and Sunday as well. But there's a chance, and I just saw something a little suspicious. I mean, maybe suspicious isn't the right word for it, but I saw a post earlier this morning where New Rockstars is going to do a stream on Saturday. And they said they've heard that there's going to be a lot of big announcements on the thing for CCXP on Saturday. So they have a scheduled live stream that I think goes live at like 2 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, that's a little, I don't know if suspicious is the right word, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, that's like, hey, what the hell do y'all know? You know what I mean? What the hell do y'all know? Musuko, welcome to the Nerdvengers, buddy. Welcome. You are a Nerdvenger now, and it's a hell of a time to join up. Yeah, so what do you guys think of that? Oh, Mystic account deleted? Yeah, I can talk about that if you want, yeah. Do you stream on Twitch as well? No, I don't. Especially now that I do like the music stuff. It's just like I don't really like Twitch. YouTube does a lot of cool shit, so I'm just gonna work over here on YouTube. Eric Voss is Feige's niece? Maybe. I don't think so though, for a couple of reasons. Yeah, I don't know. I think that probably means something. Look, I was already kind of telling you guys I'd probably do an emergency stream. I'll keep an eye out on everything. I don't know that I want to just fully commit to the stream because, look, I've been tricked before where there's like goobly glob info out there. But I would say high probability, like a 70% chance that we will stream on Saturday. So look out for that. But no stream tomorrow, okay? Oh, you Big Mad says, happy birthday, Josh. Thanks for everything you do for us nerds. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate the love, brother. And no freaking worries on that, man. No worries on that. Finally getting Secret Battleworld project. I don't know about that. I don't think so. I think not. Okay, look, we got to talk about a couple of things here real quick, before we get into the Marvel stuff. Okay, so let's do this dance. Let's begin with a couple of DC stories. Things are going swimmingly over there for DC, Warner Brothers, and all companies involved. So yesterday, we literally did a segment where I was going over a report in the New York frickin' Post, pretty reliable tabloid. I'm pretty sure, wasn't that invented by either Alexander Hamilton or one of the other founding fathers? Regardless, we talked about a report yesterday that suggested Netflix is not only a serious contender for this bid, but that insiders inside of Warner Brothers had described it as a coin flip, a 50-50% chance. I missed this in the segment yesterday, but Polymarket, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what Polymarket is. It's like an odds creating aggregate where you can bet on all sorts of outcomes, which is a big thing these days. Well, Polymarket yesterday apparently had put Netflix into the lead as far as the probability of who would get this bid. I missed that shit. That is wild, right? That's pretty crazy. So in the wake of that happening yesterday, some other really interesting stuff happened. And it's just like more of the same in the sense that it's just fucking chaos. And the knives are out. And as I've talked about before, because there's so much money on the line and because it's such a big, brand or asset or whatever, right? Brother, lines are being crossed. People are doing all sorts of crazy stuff. It is truly one for the ages, okay? But this is a bit here that's quite interesting. Then I want to talk about how even if Paramount gets it, they might fire Gunn. That's another thing. Hey, appreciate you, Parker Thwips. Much love, brother. The game looks great. So this is fresh off of the presses this morning. Paramount is accusing Warner Brothers of conducting an unfair bidding war to buy the studio. Paramount letter says Warner Brothers is favoring Netflix. That's crazy. That echoes the reporting that we went over yesterday that came out of the New York Post. Oh my goodness gracious. Great Aunt Marie, this is wild. So they're basically saying that shit is real. Paramount suspects Zaslav is against a merger with Paramount. So Paramount is literally using legal action to try to, I think, get it revealed that Warner Brothers is conducting a weird, unfair bidding war. And I think essentially what this will probably boil down to is this bidding war that we all know Zaslav is trying to do. And the fact that, I mean, we've called this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Some of these stories are not real. They're only meant to drive up the price. Zaslav only cares about getting to that $30 price point. And that's because he has a deal at that strike point. He has like a huge compensation package of like $500 million. So, you know, look, 500 millies, that's a lot of millies. So totally get it. He's very much incentivized to do that. Paramount is now suggesting that the moves being made, and maybe even these conversations with Sarandon and the Netflix people, is unfair? What does that even mean, dude? I don't even know what that means. But maybe it's like they could potentially prove that there's no like actual principled thing going on for the shareholders and for a fair stock price, and there's some kind of market manipulation. The SEC could get involved or something like that. So maybe that's what the claim is. I'm not really sure, but it's just one more wild addition. I think that regardless of like the minutia of how this plays out, the reality is we did hear reporting in the Hollywood trades that the Ellisons are planning plan Bs and maybe even plan Cs. They had maybe hostile takeover plans. They had all sorts of plans. I've even heard that it's possible that if Netflix gets it, they're going to launch some kind of full investigation into Netflix or something. Like, there's some wild shit being said out there, okay? So I guess the plot kind of thickens, and maybe things are getting ugly, or maybe this is just more of the same and more of the tactics and trying to drive the price up and then drive the price down. I'm not really sure, but it is wild nonetheless. The other thing that came out, and this came out from Puck News, and I consider Puck News to be pretty reliable. I think Matthew Bellany, remember, he scooped KK's retirement, and she was so mad she used this like corporate stooge lapdog homie to basically admonish Bellany, say he was not right, and then also yet say that she is planning on retiring, right? So she kind of like proves his point. I remember a lot of people had that take afterwards. They were like, that was a gross situation. But that, to me, is like one of the examples of Matt being on the ball. I think he's actually pretty good. And so he put out on Puck News a pretty interesting statement. And in fact, let me see, dude, I'll pull this shit up for you because it is a wild one to hear, brother. Like, let me just tell you that. This is another thing I clearly did not expect to happen, okay? Here, I'll just read the actual line and then we'll go up to that, okay? Okay, this is crazy. Can you see this okay, guys? Let me make sure. Okay, I just want you to be able to see it, okay? Okay. It appears, this is very important, lean in. It appears that early planning is already in place when and if the Ellisons lock up Warner Brothers Discovery. According to a knowledgeable source, Paramount has been crushing lately on writer-director Zach Krieger, red hot after August's Weapons grossed $268 million worldwide on a budget of about $40 million. Josh Greenstein, the co-chair of Paramount Pictures, recently trekked to Prague to court Krieger, who is trying to concentrate on his Resident Evil reboot for Sony. I'm told Krieger discussed with Greenstein his desire to write and direct a movie set in a particular corner of the DC universe. Which character or characters are involved is unclear, but Greenstein said he would be more than happy to make that happen if possible. As things now stand at Warner Brothers, James Gunn and Peter Safran control who directs DC movies. Choices they make after they have developed scripts to their liking. It sounds like change may be in the wind if indeed the Ellisons prevail. Paramount declined to comment. So that's different. That's different than a lot of reporting. Remember, the Rap Can came out and said they're planning to keep Gunn no matter what. Okay? This is different. This at the very least suggests change because as Bellany points out, the current plan would be like, this would not happen this way. You know what I mean? Like Gunn and Safran are in control of that studio. They greenlight everything and they have a very specific system in place for quality control as to why they, will greenlight a project or not greenlight a project, right? Very, very interesting. This plan suggests Paramount believes they're going to get that nut. And it also kind of hints that they're going after talent that they think will create content in their verticals that will have a desired effect in the marketplace. And that seems to be happening like already and outside of the purview of one James Gunn. Now, maybe Gunn is involved. We don't know. I doubt it though. Okay. And so for the very first time, at least in my opinion, for the very first time, like you're starting to actually see that even Paramount might tear this thing apart. And so that's like the first part of the DC news, guys, because we're going to get into the ScarJo stuff. And I think like it's wild because the ScarJo thing and her being attached to Batman Part 2 kind of seems like a little protected from all of this nonsense. I think we're all pretty sure Batman Part 2 is coming out no matter what, right? So I would almost give Batman Part 2 a better chance of happening than even Man of Tomorrow at this point, just considering this new report here. So it's quite interesting, right? The whole situation is quite interesting. I want to know, I'm going to open it up to chat, guys. What do you make of this? Before we get into the ScarJo stuff, like, what do you make of this? What do you think? Is this wild? Do you now start to believe, oh my God, Gunn might actually be out? What are your thoughts? Gunn is cooked. He might be. Yes, we'll see. Nate Hommel, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. This is ridiculous. Can you expand on that a little bit? Ridiculous in what sense? Reboot for sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe because, one of the possibilities is they want to keep Gunn stuff going, but not be so restricted to his stuff, meaning they're going to create a whole bunch of DC stuff, which like kind of they are right now as well. The Elseworld stuff. The difference is like, so when Matt signed his contract and came over, which by the way, do people remember that Matt was potentially writing the Affleck movie and then like kind of played hardball, things got stalled. And then when he eventually did sign on, like, I think he was pretty explicit in like the control that he would have, which is partially the problem Gunn is facing now with not being able to get Pattinson. But the point I'm making is when he comes in, it is under the DeLuca and Abdi regime. And Gunn comes in and then has total control of DC Studios. But you see, that is why Matt's stuff cannot be altered by Gunn in any shape, way, or form. That's actually why there were so many reports of folks that had read the script before James Gunn. And Gunn is trying to act like he's reading the script to give notes. He even said that there's like, it needs work or something. It's so weird. As far as I understand it, the only way that would happen is like if Matt wanted notes from Gunn, the whole project does not fall under the purview of DC Studios. It is a DeLuca and Abdi project. It is a Warner Brothers Pictures thing, right? So the question is like, are the Ellisons just simply trying to restore that? And they're like, dude, Gunn, do your thing, cook, like build your universe. But also, we're going to find dope talent and allow them to cook dope DC stories. And again, there is a possibility that maybe Gunn is on board with the whole thing. We just don't know. But wow, what an interesting turn of events, huh? DC needs to put the pressure on Marvel. It's best for both. I don't know what that means, but you mean like to make both? This is why DC won't catch up to Marvel. They can't even solidify a base, just reboot after reboot. Yeah, for sure. That is certainly a part of the problem. Yes, but I think the question is, and this is a question that like people at Paramount should be asking themselves. Yes, that is true. But is this current version of the DC universe really going to compete with Marvel over the next couple of years? And I would argue no. That's what I said yesterday. I still believe that. Maybe this project added to the thing can help. But again, if your Elseworlds are better than your main universe, like, what are you really doing? You know? I don't think at this stage, as much I like ScarJo, it wouldn't make any difference with Batman Part 2. Okay, that's a take. Just reading the article about Zaslav. It's not that Trigger 500 billion. It's that $30 a share are worth 500 billion. Yes, but he has a compensation package that only is delivered because of that. So there's like exit levels to it. But I appreciate you being weird and pedantic as always, Trev. Matt Reeves, Christopher Nolan has done the best work regarding the reboots of the Batman. I would actually agree with that. I think so. I mean, I think I much prefer Nolan's version, but yeah, they've done a great job. And I think, look, there's a lot of excitement about it. We're going to talk in a little bit about Jeff's reporting on the ScarJo situation. And there was another actress that was out for the role first that declined. ScarJo's team pursues this, and they pursue it aggressively. The word is from Jeff that they're pursuing it and taking less upfront money and betting on residuals, because I think ScarJo and her team is like, they just really believe in Matt and they really believe in like what he's doing there. She seems to be looking for those kind of opportunities. And ScarJo's really smart, especially the business sense. There's a reason why she won that lawsuit with Disney. And yeah, so that's a pretty interesting part of it too. It already is competing in terms of quality. Superman is a good movie, better than some of the Marvel movies. I mean, sure, but you have to ask yourself, like, does quality win the game? And I think that it doesn't. Like, quality is important, but, like, Marvel, like, the reason Zaslav wanted Marvel, well, he just wanted it to kind of flip and sell. But, like, the reason other studios want it is not because any individual movie does whatever it does. It is that the genre overall is profitable for years and years and has downwind or downtail revenue generating opportunities like throughout the whole pipeline of the corporation. So it's a bit more complicated than just like, oh, this movie's really good and better than a lot of the movies in that 37 plus catalog. If you think in terms of from the shareholders perspective, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to kind of understand that. Like, another example, like, maybe I shouldn't make that other example, but yes, that's what it is. I can't believe you don't like The Batman, bro. Yeah, I don't really like it. I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just like, we're doing this whole, like, what if Batman was real? And like, we're building Bruce again. And it's like, oh shit, this is Batman in the real world. And I'm just over it. Like, as a big comic book fan, I want to get to the Bat God. You know, I want to get to like the Bruce that can stand up to literal gods. The Bruce that is so smart and valuable that even Apocalypse utilizes him after conquering the Justice League, putting him on the Mobius chair. You know what I mean? Like, I want that Bruce. I want the Bruce that, you know, yeah. So that's where I'm at. But it's not a bad movie. Just not my favorite. Honestly, I wanted to see something different than Nolan's take, a more comic booky Batman. I agree with that. So you guys, I mean, I literally just said it, but like, that's me too. I'm like the Bat God fan, man. Like a Hellbat armor, White Lantern Batman, Azrael Batman, Owlman, you know, I mean, Bruce is so much more than his parents get assassinated and he goes emo and learns martial arts. I am genuinely tired of that. I love a grounded Batman. Reeves stuck is goated. You mean stuff is goated? Yeah, look, some people are down and some people just like that aspect of it. That's totally fine. I'm just not one of them. Yeah, his style's cool. James getting replaced might not be so bad. Brother, if James gets fired, I'm going to pop fucking champagne bottles. I mean, legitimately. Like, he's not right for the job, man. And DC would be better off if it's somebody else. And by the way, I still don't even think it'll be Snyder. Like, so, you know, look, Paramount saying that they're going to potentially change the leadership structure, or basically like implying that maybe Gunn won't have as much control. That doesn't mean Snyder's coming back, dude. You know what I mean? And I still don't think that's happening. But brother, they could bring somebody else on. Like, absolutely, they could bring out visionaries on, or just pick a cool studio head and become eclectic, a little bit more like what they were before. I don't know. Paramount's got, some ideas, and maybe Krieger is not just taking on one thing. Maybe he's taking on a whole corner of the universe, right? Which is, you could kind of read between the lines and see that, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Who are you celebrating harder for, Gunn or KK getting axed? Gunn. Especially with the more recent stuff about KK. Like, Bob Iger is more to blame in that situation than I originally thought. All right, nice little segment there on the DC, but we're not done. We're not done with DC. Okay, let's talk about Scarlett Johansson. This dropped last night. A lot of people were talking about it. Pretty hyped up stuff. Sorry, I had to burp. Scarlett Johansson attached to the Batman 2. Now, this is a weird one. First broke hours before anybody else by Giant Frickin' Robot. Now, I do understand Giant Frickin' Robot has a checkered history, but dude, they've actually gotten stuff like this before, right, as well. And they're not like completely full of it. I mean, I think they just take too many chances, probably playing a little bit too much the clickbait game, like maybe a Majestic. But it doesn't mean everything they say is false, and you have to be able to discern that, right? So, Giant Frickin' Robot puts out hours before everybody. Nexus Point News was the next up. They had it, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2 hours after Giant Frickin' Robot. Jeff Snyder confirms it. Grace Randolph confirms it. The trades confirm it. Holy shit, Scarlett Johansson in talks, not fully attached, but in talks to be in the Batman Part 2. Now, it started to come out last night that she was going to be a villain. And I think Grace was one of the people that sort of hinted at this. I think even Snyder might have hinted at this pretty quickly as well. So it seems as though she could be a villain. I kind of just went to Poison Ivy because I kind of heard some stuff about Poison Ivy, but a lot of people said it was not true, including Jeff. Jeff notes in his newsletter that he dropped this morning that the reason he believes it's not Poison Ivy is because Matt Reeves said the villain of the movie is one we have not seen in live action yet. But I don't know that ScarJo is the main villain of the movie, although there is some indication that that's probably the case, right? So that's kind of interesting. I still think it could be Poison Ivy, but, signs pointing to probably not, okay? Some people think it could be the love interest, because that's another thing that was out there. Love interest potentially for Bruce. And by the way, Selena Kyle's not in this film. Wonder why? Wild. I don't wonder why. I know why. But crazy. Okay, so going new love interest, new villain. Pretty interesting stuff there. So then that takes us to this morning when Jeff Snyder dropped in his newsletter some more juicy info on this. Okay, so this is new. Probably not out in a lot of places right now. By the way, I think Jeff is pretty good, man. I subscribe to his newsletter, et cetera, et cetera. So what Jeff says is the original actress that was out for this role was one Emma Stone. Jeff notes in his newsletter that just like with Fantastic Four, where Emma Stone was potentially up for Sue Storm, but Emma wanted a lot of money, and Marvel did not want to pay that money, that it's likely the case that Emma Stone passed on it because she wasn't getting enough upfront money. According to Jeff, Scarlett Johansson and her team found out about this and pursued the role pretty aggressively. And Jeff says that it's likely the case that ScarJo accepted a lower front end value and took points on the back end. She took a percentage, meaning she really believes in the project. Okay, pretty wild stuff. So I think what that kind of leads us into, as far as like a question and, oh man, what does this mean for everything? What villain would Matt Reeves' first choice be Emma Stone? And how might Scarlett Johansson also potentially be able to fit into this? Because from what I understand, it's just discussions. She might not actually be attached to this thing. She might not actually do it, right? But she's aggressively going after it. So it's the ball's probably in the court of Matt, which I think he should pull the trigger on. I think Scarlett Johansson is incredible. I know right now there's a lot of, I guess, narrative out there to sort of paint it as she's left Marvel and she's doing all this other stuff and screw Marvel. And Jeff sort of talked, hinted at this. I think Grace hinted at this so well. I know there's a lot of like anti-Disney energy out there. And look, I'm no fucking fan of Disney for sure. But at the end of the day, like, I just think ScarJo is awesome. I think she could still return to Marvel. I think Kevin would like her back. I don't know if she wants to come back, but I think that door is open. At least part of the door is open. And I think ScarJo's fucking awesome, dude. She should go out and slay in as many roles as she possibly can, especially as the age of the movie star dwindles and dies before our eyes. So look, get your bag, get your money, girl. This is awesome. And I think she'll be great. But the question is then, what villain would Matt Reeves be cooking that you could see an Emma Stone as his primary choice, his first choice, and yet also see Scarlett Johansson kind of fit into? What villain could that be? The Croc, absolutely. Mad Hatter, I guess. Phantasm, that's the one from the Mask of the Phantasm, which I probably got super ADD and forgot to actually explain. So Mask of the Phantasm is a movie that's considered one of the best Batman movies ever. An incredible animated movie. Very like Art Deco style. It very much resembles some of the stuff that Bruce Timm would do in the Batman animated series. I believe Bruce Timm was involved in that movie as well. And in that movie, there's a love interest of Bruce that ends up being this crazy villain, Phantasm. And wow, crazy, crazy twist. Very, very exciting. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still kind of stuck on Poison Ivy for whatever reason. You know, like I just see her as Poison Ivy. I think she would be an incredible Poison Ivy. And I don't know, maybe she's only a part of the villain. I mean, Ivy's worked with other villains before in comics, so it could be something like that. Yeah, interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Jeff said it's not Poison Ivy. Yes, and in his newsletter, he says he thinks it's not Poison Ivy because Reeves had said it's a villain we haven't seen in movies before. Right. So again, I don't know. It's probably not Poison Ivy, but I'm not going to personally rule out Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is the most famous female villain besides Catwoman. Is that true? Maybe. But would Matt do a non-realistic character like Poison Ivy? So I don't know, because I mean, Matt's talked about doing other crazy things in these movies. And remember too, they cut this scene from the first film, but there was a Halloween party where people were dressed up as Superman, Wonder Woman, and some others. So there was potentially a version of Reeves stuff where there was Justice League members. Why isn't Zoe, Catwoman, not coming back? I don't know. We've seen Poison Ivy on screen before. Yes, we have. Uma Thurman played a brilliant version of Poison Ivy, I thought, in Batman and Robin, which is a super campy one, but I think it's still fun, man. I like that movie. It's wild, though. Like, the one-liners from Mr. Freeze in that movie, amazing. Like, frankly, amazing. So, kind of reminds me of the old Adam West stuff. Reeves doesn't follow the bandwagon. He gave us Colin Farrell as Penguin. Ooh, fair. Phantasm makes the most sense. Yeah, I could see that. Court of Owls. I mean, It is a great animated movie. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying Phantasm as well. I think that's probably the fairest, safest pick or whatever, but I still think it would be cool. Talia, maybe like early 2000s Scarlett Johansson would do that. I don't know that the 2025, 2026 Scarlett Johansson would do that, yeah. I mean, I guess Talia is Greek at the end of the day, isn't she? But isn't she like Greek and also Mediterranean? Talia is in Dark Knight Rises. She is, yeah. Oh, fair. Yeah, so that means it probably isn't Talia then. Because, or am I mixing her up with Elektra? I'm mixing her up with Elektra, I think. I think Elektra's Greek. Right? Do I not know anything? What's geography? What's the maps outside of America? I don't know. Is she American or not? What is her location on Twitter? Okay, that's all that matters. Isn't Greek Mediterranean? I mean, I've heard they had Mediterranean food. Okay. Any other thoughts, comments, concerns here about Scarlett Johansson bailing on Marvel Studios, flipping the bird to Kevin Feige, and going over to play with Matt Reeves? Interesting choice. Any other last minute comment? Barbara Gordon would be cool, but again, someone we've seen on screen. Emma could be Rachel. Yeah. The Emma Stone thing is, man, Jesus, dude. Emma Stone is such an interesting addition to it. It kind of reframes it all for me, you know? I'm not sure exactly what it means, but like, dude, Emma Stone has like a very specific look. And not to say that she couldn't do femme fatale, but like, Emma Stone looks like sweet and like innocent, which maybe is a phantasm, you know, kind of a thing. Josh, would you buy Scar as Robert Pattinson's ex? I mean, maybe, potentially. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Cruella de Vil? No, I haven't. Is she good in that? Is she pretty intense? Pretty dark in that one? I haven't seen it, no. Barbara makes sense because of Jim. Barbara could be cool, but I don't really see it, but... Warhammer for life! My man, Steel City Love! Appreciate you. Nah, Emma Stone be doing some freaky-ish in her movies. Yeah, but, you know, God bless her on that, too. You know? Promote Steel City. I'm going to the Steel City tomorrow. Netflix going to get Warner Brothers? Maybe. Maybe they will. Netflix going to get Warner Brothers and send James Gunn a packing. Pack your shit up! Including this spiky white-haired hair stuff. If you asked Colin, would have looked like the Penguin, we would have said no. Fair. That's fair. Absolutely. Yep. Let's walk down the middle of Main Street, USA, headed to Disney. What up, Doomsday? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that's enough of all that shit. ScarJo, please come back to Marvel. Bob Iger's on the way out anyway, you know? Fuck that shit. Like, just get your money, come back, do a little evil Black Widow. I kind of need it. Please? Cool. Cool. All right. Shall we get into the doomsday of it all? Zach Tess says White Rabbit, maybe. Link to Clayface in the comics. Clayface, get out of here, brother. Appreciate you, but don't really appreciate you. Get that shit out of here. All right, are you guys ready? If Scarlett is in a tight green suit climbing a pole, I might actually watch the movie. God damn, bro. This is a family channel. But yes, me too. Hell yeah. Rune King Thor, go look. Well, you know what's funny about that, man? I have a big old Stormbreaker. You know what I mean? The prop. And I've been like walking past it recently. And it literally has the symbols on Stormbreaker. And then I realized, like, wait a minute. Well, if Nev Delir is a World Forge, it's Celestial Tech. And when they forge these weapons, they're forging Celestial Tech. So the symbols would be on it. What if the Asgardians were gifted all of this basically celestial, like, weaponry? Crazy. Seconds from Disaster. Appreciate you, brother. $10 holla. Much appreciated, man. Says, I got a big fat Christmas bonus, so here's a donation in appreciation for all your triggered crash outs. Love the content. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Glad you got a big old bonus, man. You gonna buy some Warhammer with it? Because you should. Because you should. All right. Let's talk about this shit. So, a bunch of stuff just happened with the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I want to try to curb our enthusiasm. I want to try to set proper expectations, but, like, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, I am convinced this is real. I am convinced that, like the thumbnail of this video, Papa Feige sat me on his lap and asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And then he said, you're going to get it early, son, because maybe I have been a good boy this year. I am on the nice list, I think. What do you think, chat? You think I'm on the nice list? Put it into the chat. Unless you don't think I'm on the nice list, and then keep it to your goddamn self. Now, what am I talking about with the nerd venture? What am I talking about with the Doomsday trailer here? Okay, let's go over it. So late last night, Cryptic HD, good account. He's out there and he's discussing, or I guess confirming, that the trailer will be released for Doomsday. I'll pull it up right here. So we can have a look at it together. Okay, so Cryptic HD, who, by the way, ended the entire career of Majestic earlier this morning. I saw that. That was actually pretty clever, Cryptic. Check this out. It says, confirming the Doomsday trailer is attached to Avatar. It's a bit above a minute in length. A bit. That's an interesting metric. I'm told, so purely a teaser and not a full trailer, as some others were saying. I can't wait. Now, the thing that's wild about this, and it did get like 400K views, so this is a significant tweet from a significant influencer. Okay? The thing that's significant about this tweet is I think it paints the trailer in a slightly negative light. And I think you can kind of read between the lines here. And it's almost like he's subtweeting people like me. Because he's saying, like, a little bit above a minute, it's purely a teaser and not a full trailer, as some were saying. But I can't wait. And look, a lot of people did kind of have a negative reaction to this. There was a bunch of buttholes DMing me like, hey, bro, it's only a minute. You said it was going to change everything. Well, lucky for us, Cryptic's not the only person that heard some shit about the trailers. I present to you some shit that blew my mind coming from Chris Gore over on the Film Threat channel last night. Here we go.
Alan, there are some wild Avengers Doomsday rumors. And let me start with one I heard last night at the party we were at.
Uh-oh.
Which, by the way, I saw the pictures from this party. Alan had a really funny picture where he was with Simu and kind of making fun of the whole like Asian representation thing that Simu's been on lately or whatever. It was like a funny kind of like meme photo or whatever, but like it fucking proves that they were rubbing shoulders and elbows with like literally the MCU cast and probably others from Marvel Studios and Disney. That's where Gore gets this scoop from. Keep that in mind.
Person in marketing who told me this rumor that he heard that I could not verify through my sources at Marvel.
Okay, but let's say that, okay, to be fair, he couldn't verify this. This is rumor, but also like, is that a little bit of like padding because he doesn't want to get anybody in trouble? I'm not sure, okay?
We'll reveal now. And we're going to get, I mean, there's no doubt we're going to get a look at Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's important to note. We're getting Doom. You're getting some Doom.
Very soon. But here's a rumor that I heard, that there are 3 trailers for Avengers Doomsday. They are all different, and they all connect. And they will be released one a week, starting with Avatar, Fire and Ash. And then, so it'll release that. It'll release in front of Avatar, Fire and Ash 3 weeks in a row. There will be a different trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And in some way they connect. What it's being done to kind of encourage people to see Avatar multiple times. Now, I've got A-list, so I can see up to 4 movies a week. I could book a ticket, walk in, see the trailer, and walk out, which is probably what I'll do. But this is a crazy rumor about Avengers Doomsday, that there are 3 completely different trailers. Now, it would not be out of the possibility. Like, Marvel's been very innovative with the they've trained audiences to stay through the credits.
Right.
You got your post credit, you got your credit end beginning
Mid-credit.
credit scene, mid credit scene, post credit scene, little joke. People expect it now. And so maybe to do 3 trailers, rolling out 3 in a row, 1 a week in front of Avatar Fire and Ash that somehow connect, it would not be out of the realm of possibility. Now, also
69.
some photos were snapped. This is from X, from MCU Film News, confirmed teams in Avengers Doomsday. The Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
Thunderbolts,
Yeah.
X-Men, Captain America's team. Now,
Whatever that
I don't know who this apparently was at an event in John Delarosse from Pop Culture and Gaming. Make Marvel masculine again. So, but here are the teams. This apparently these photos leaked from.
By the way, did he get canceled for saying that? Because I remember other people saying it and getting canceled and losing friends.
Yeah, John, you should be canceled. How dare you say something
I didn't say shit.
like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so here are the 4 teams that are pitted against each other.
Okay. Well, we've known these.
We know the Thunderbolts. We know the Fantastic Four.
We know the X-Men.
We know the X-Men here. Here is Cap's team, consisting of Thor, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Tom Hiddleston as Loki joins the team, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Danny Ramirez as Falcon, and Simu
And my new
Liu,
best friend. Yeah.
your new best friend, as Shang-Chi. These are apparently the 4 teams.
Yeah.
That
By the way,
will-
did you notice on Captain America's team who's the first person on the list? Not Captain America.
Not Captain America.
Yeah, because they're
exactly.
trying to sell the fucking
Who
movie.
knows? Whatever. So I don't know. These are wild rumors. There'll be a lot of rumors.
Okay, so maybe we can stop it there. Maybe he says more. I'll watch it later. But the main thing to take away, of course, is this whole idea of the 3 different trailers. Now, again, treat it as rumor, but this does kind of line up with a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been telling you guys for weeks and weeks and weeks that this marketing campaign is apparently the most expensive and extensive marketing campaign for the superhero genre. So they're cooking something crazy. And I also just find this kind of interesting because, you know, Cryptic confirms that it's attached and it says it's like 50 seconds, which, like, let's just be real. Like, that could be what it is. Now, I explained this in the video that I dropped earlier today because I literally dropped a vid on this, like, emergency style. The thing about that is, in that first leak that came out, which, like, I know Majestic was grabbing up shit from other people and he got tricked, okay? But he was still grabbing up a lot of accurate information. So it's hard to sort of delineate between when was he getting, like, actually tricked by fucking Cryptic, or when was he, like, actually spreading information that the others had, but maybe just wouldn't hard confirm, right? We've talked about that before. But that original leaked description had it at 148, and it had 3 possible dates, right? Well, you think about it. 3 possible dates? Well, now all of a sudden it could literally be 3 actual dates. And this trailer could be maybe the final one of the 3. So Cryptic could be correct that the first trailer is just over a minute. And then the second one the following week, maybe a little bit more. And then by the time you get to the third one, you've got a full almost 2-minute trailer, which connects to the other trailers and explains this whole thing. And again, you know, Chris speaks of the innovation. Marvel is very innovative, but they also hire really, really smart people. So one of these ex-Disney people that was hired by DC was actually, I believe, the person that gave Gunn the idea to have the trailer seen to press first and then released, and then potentially even the fan event thing with the early screenings and stuff like that, which bolstered an extra $23 million onto the opening weekend of that movie. That guy, I mean, he's really, really intelligent, and I think those were great moves from DC, to be honest with you. There are other people out there that are coming up with brilliant ideas, and I almost feel like this is, in some ways, an extension of that thinking that Gunn, or perhaps that other marketing guy, used for Superman, right? This is pretty freaking wild. So before we get into more speculation about what this could mean and what the 3 separate trailers could actually be, I'll open it up for questions right now. What do you think? Do you think this is real? Do you think it tracks with, like, for instance, 30 versions of the trailer? Remember, Harloff and Campion were talking about 30 versions of the trailer. Version of the trailer where you see Peggy and Steve. Version of this trailer where you don't see Peggy and Steve. Version of the trailer where you see Doom without his mask. Version of the trailer where you don't see Doom without his mask. Doesn't all of that make a little bit more sense in the context of 3 separate trailers that are being built as some kind of an event? Right? Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the birthday love. We're gonna be talking about Avengers Doomsday either way. Yeah, and so that I think that is key, but also, like, if done correctly, this could create conversation. Like, I just think, look, here's what I'll say: if this isn't real, it should be real, and if it's not what they're doing, it should be something they do in the future, because this is brilliant. And depending on how they all fit together, because that's something he said it a couple of different times. The rumors are that they fit together. The 3 are not just random. They fit together. And so essentially what could be happening, right, is like you get a little bit of this the first week and it starts the conversation. Maybe it asks certain questions or reveals certain things that confuse or spark conversations. Week 2, you get a little bit of more. And maybe then there's more conversation, and like we're starting to put the pieces together. Oh my God. And then there's like a cascading effect of insane speculation and insane drive and anticipation of that last trailer. I mean, this is really brilliant, dude. Like, if this is true, this is genuinely one of the craziest things I've ever seen in the promotion of movies just in general, but superhero stuff for sure. And again, that tracks with, like, I was literally told this is the most expensive and extensive marketing campaign ever devised. So I don't know. I mean, again, I'm trying. I don't want to like just like fully believe, because then I might get disappointed if it doesn't happen. But my God, bro, that is wild. One from each universe. I've seen that take, and sure, that could make sense. Another thing that's going on with this movie is it is a complicated movie that needs to be sold simply, right? And that's something you guys keep bringing up. You brought it up a lot, and I think it's fair. We dive really deep here. We are really nerdy. We are really dialed in. But aunts, uncles, grandmas, nieces, and nephews, they are not. They need to simply understand what the draw is here. What's the tension? What is up with RDJ as Doctor Doom, right? And I almost feel like it's such a complicated thing that you might need 3 different teaser trailers to tease out 3 different elements that ultimately go together to create and set the table for Doomsday. So, like, I don't know, dude. This is all feeling like it's lining up, like it's on track, right? Pretty wild. A separate teaser for Disney Plus subscribers for non-Avatar Fire and Ash, a full minute. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but that's not really what's being reported, right? Yeah, all the teams do is show that Loki Avenger adjacent, which makes sense because of the Thor. Yeah, maybe. Exactly. Without effort, Marvel needs to sell the movie, especially for people who got out of the MCU hype because of shitty projects. And I think that is something we've spoken a lot about over the past couple of months as well. That's something Gore talked about in his very first reporting about this. He called it a Hail Mary. I mean, it is, and again, it's like, yes, it's appropriate. And you might say, like, yeah, but it's so desperate and like everything is so bad. And I would just be like, look at Star Wars though. Because Star Wars' problem is, like, they can't accept it. They're not going to swing for the fences or go fucking crazy. They're not going to actually make crazy, bold moves or recalibrate behind the scenes, because they're going to gaslight themselves and try to gaslight what fans they have left into thinking that Star Wars is going to be fine. So which one would you rather have? I'd rather have a studio that said, hey, man, we realize shit is not right. We're going to recalibrate behind the scenes. And I'm not even saying the way Marvel did it is my preferred way, because I think they kind of still fucked up by not canceling stuff and by like releasing all that stuff this year. But ultimately, if Doomsday is the turning point, then you put your money where your mouth is. You back that up. And I think giving it the greatest, most expensive marketing campaign ever is a great way to do that, right? This is what we need for sure. Innovation, creativity, something new, fresh. This is what always made the MCU great. Yes, Glenn. And it's just so cool because we've been talking about that as well, man. Remember I said this before, like Marvel used to be at the bleeding edge of meeting fan expectations, but exceeding fan expectations. They were in the business of wish fulfillment. There were things and aspects of Marvel as it was building that we nowadays kind of take for granted. But back then it was like, how the fuck are they even going to do Thor? And then you watch it and you see it like, wow, that's really well thought out. That's kind of like really interesting how they do that. Or it's like, wait a minute, they're doing the Bucky thing? How's that going to work? How are they going to do that with these characters in this situation here, right? And then they figure it out and build it. And Winter Soldier's this, you know, it's like, whoa, like this is really crazy. Some of the Brubaker energy. Like Marvel used to be at the bleeding edge of wish fulfillment for their fans. And I think that's something that they lost over the last couple of years because the old formulas grew tired, you know, some of the things that worked before grew tired. And the main thing was they weren't meeting that crazy bleeding edge fan expectation place. I mean, even Multiverse of Madness ends up feeling for a lot of folks underwhelming because it's one scene and it's, I think, the weakest part of the movie, frankly. It's very fan servicey. It's awesome and fun, but it's like, it's kind of cobbled together, right? And I think there were a lot of things that kind of happened like that throughout Phase 4 and Phase 5, where it's like some of the shit pops and it's crazy, like bringing the Spider Boys back. Holy shit, what a great move, and obviously epic as hell. But even that movie's not executed perfectly. Deadpool Wolverine is another example. Great ideas, incredible fan service, but just not a perfectly executed movie. Certainly not like one of my favorites, but moves the needle. So Doomsday sort of promises to be the consolidation of what was working before into what is the new take on how to exceed fan expectations. How are we truly going to blow people's minds? And the thing that's cool about blowing people's minds is it speaks for itself. You don't actually have to go around and be like, hey, did you notice we did 3 fucking trailers? No, you won't have to do that because the conversation, the earned media, what people will be engaging with during those 3 weeks will speak for itself. This shit has never happened before. I've never even seen anything close to this happening before. You know what I mean? But yeah. So now let's talk a little bit about what could be in the trailer, but let me catch up on a couple of these soupies. John says, homesick, glad to catch the stream. Brother, I hope you feel better, man. Get a lot of rest today, drink a lot of fluids, and I appreciate the support. James says, do you think we will be able to trust these trailers, or will they be edited like Endgame trailers? 50 months, man. Love being here. Nerd Avengers for life. 50 months, my goodness. That's a lot of months, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Well, we'll have that conversation when we cross that bridge. And I'm excited to remember how the Russos had done that before and realize the possibility of the stuff that they are hiding. But unlike what was going on with Endgame, I think they want to show us a bunch of stuff to get us thinking, talking, you know, hyped up about this. It's not exactly like what was going on with Endgame, where, I mean, Endgame had all the hype in the world. They were sparse with the way they promoted that, right? That's like the opposite of where we're at now. They need to like recapture the zeitgeist, which means like, go, 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 go. 3 goddamn trailers in 3 weeks. 3 trailers in December? I guess technically in December going into January, but damn, that's crazy, huh? Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Chilling, playing video games all day. Oh, that sounds dope, man. 45 months, let's go. Hey, Josh, can we get more merch to buy more often? Yes, and I'm working on switching how we do the merch. I have some cool designs and some cool ideas, and a lot of this is being cooked for next year. The next 2 years are going to be crazy, dude. Trust. We're going to be making all sorts of fun content. We're going to be making all sorts of fun merch. We're going to be doing meetups. We're going to be doing watch parties. We're doing a lot of stuff. The nerd venging will continue. And can you actually imagine if we get these 3 trailers? Do you know what those 3 weeks are going to be like for us? Busy, but exciting, and very, very hyped up. My God, if that is true. We're going to be doing, 3 huge trailer breakdowns, trailer anticipation videos as we digest the first one and think about what could be coming next. I mean, this is wild, dude. Like, this is wild. 5'3" Josh in person. Basically, everybody that meets me in person is like, I cannot believe you're tall. Literally. Like, I get told, like, literally every time I meet people that watch me on YouTube, They're like I had a dude in Cleveland literally be like, "You're doing yourself a disservice, dude. Like, you're literally tall." And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I'm just comfortable. I'm just like, I just chill. I like to relax. I like the camera at a certain angle. Like, just fucking relax. Holy shit." Okay. How tall am I? 6'7", baby. Ho-ho! All right. Can we talk about what might be in this trailer? So 3 separate trailers that ties together. Interesting. Now, again, I think, some people had spoken to the fact that maybe this would be the separate teams, right? So maybe like you get the Avengers set up, you get the X-Men set up, and then maybe you get Doom's team or Captain America's team or something. That could be what it is. I don't really think so, dude. I don't really think so. And, I go back to that description, that one description of like Doom, and he's talking about suffering, and he's talking about his beginning and all of that, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that could be the first trailer or the third trailer? Because I could kind of see it either way, but to be honest with you, I kind of lean towards that being the first trailer. Because let's just think about this. Okay, let's just think about this. If there are 3, there's still a first one. And there has to be a first one that is still operating essentially as a teaser. Right? Like, meaning, they can't just even though there's 3, they can't act like they're on the second one first and be like, "Hey, we're in the middle of this fucking fight. Dr. Doom's controlling the Sentinels. Oh my God," shit like that. Like, you can't just start like that. You got to start with Doom. You got to start with Doom. So I actually think that if that description was real, the leaked one, then that's the one that maybe you start with, okay? But I suppose you could start with the Avengers, looking into the universe and seeing how things are destroyed and torn apart as well. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would say the first one needs to kind of introduce Victor, which is so crazy. We're going to hear the voice for the first time, which you've heard it here before. "My name is Doom," and can't wait to hear that. So we get to hear the voice for the first time. We're likely going to see the physical performance of RDJ, the physicality, the aura, the swagger, the stride, all of these things, which I'm going to put under a fucking microscope because basically all I do is weaponize my autism to fucking figure out what's going on with Marvel, right? So that's insane, and I'm very excited to see all of that. You would imagine he has to kind of explain, where you been. You know what I mean? Where you been, Doom? You know what I mean? Who the fuck are you anyways, right? Because, brother, the last time we checked, it was Kang, the Conqueror that, was defeated by ants and crazy-ass white women in the legal system. So I don't know. It's like, who are you? Where have you been? And maybe there's explanation for that. Maybe there's dialogue. Maybe there's a way to say it. That one description did have Doom, and he's talking about his loss, and he's in a graveyard, and we can assume maybe he's at the grave of his version of Sue, his version of Franklin, if those rumors are to be believed. He talks about this eternal prison. He talks about breaking free, and there's all this action stuff. I suppose that could work as a first chapter, but then it's yo, what would the second chapter be? What could the second chapter be? Well, I'll tell you this. If that leak is real and it ends with Peggy and Steve, then what if the second trailer is a little bit more of Peggy and Steve? That could be interesting. So you start with introducing Doom, introducing Chaos, and then Steve. And then maybe the second part is a little bit more of Steve, what he had done, maybe even teasing what he knows. Some flashback stuff to his time with Tony. And then perhaps even him talking to Loki, and sort of a thing where they're like, you know what you have to do. And Cap's like, I can do this all day. And then boom. You know what I mean? We send off. Something like that could be really, really cool. And then what would the third one be? And so in order to explain maybe what the third one would be, we kind of have to talk about, well, what are they hiding? Because, you know, we've got these teams here, which are fully explored and discussed. What are they hiding? Well, they're not hiding the X-Men. They're not hiding the Fantastic Four. They're not hiding Loki. They're not hiding Thor. They're not hiding Victor. They're not hiding, you know, the Thunderbolts. They're not hiding, you know, Reed and all them. Right now, it is suggested that who they're hiding really is like Haley Atwell and Chris Evans. But if Christian is correct, and there's a version where maybe they show them, then they're not going to be hiding them for long. The other thing is the multiversal Avengers. And so I truly think there's two teams that we don't have a lot of official stuff about, and that would be Doom's team, Doom's secret team, whatever that is, Doom's Illuminati, maybe, Multiversal Masters of Evil, maybe, I don't know. And then the multiversal Avengers. So I think multiversal Avengers, Doom's team, which includes probably like the Doom bots that are maybe not Doom bots and all that jazz, right? I guess what I would ask is this. Do you think they're going to tease some of that shit? Because, like, I almost don't think so, right? Like, I almost don't think so because that's like the juice. That's like the real crazy stuff. Unless there's even more crazy stuff. And some of the stuff hasn't even been shot yet. Like, I don't know. But I mean, damn. I mean, if I were to do it, I'd do a 3-parter. The first one really talks about Doom. The second one talks about Steve Rogers and maybe leads into the multiversal Avengers. And then maybe the third one teases Doom's actual team and some wild ass dark shit. King Thanos, Hydra Cap, you know, some shit like that. I mean, that's a nice little 1, 2, 3. But maybe way too crazy. So that's just kind of some of my speculation. I'll open it up to questions and comments. Like, what do you guys think? What do you think could be there? Nathan says Doom uses his face to portal in all the Tony fights at the end of Avengers at the final fight. Happy birthday. You mean like some dream walking kind of stuff? I do wonder how explicit they're going to get with what might actually be going on with Doom and Tony. That is an interesting question as well. Yeah. Not really sure. What if each trailer is from a different team's perspective where they're at currently? That could work. Like the Avengers are like, oh shit. And then the Thunder or the X-Men are like, oh my God, you know, maybe, yeah. Do you think Mephisto made a deal with Kang for Doom's soul and Tony dying frees Doom? There could be something like that went on. Yeah. A black screen with Earth 616 in the trailer from Earth's perspective. 2 weeks, they show 838 and so on. Slowly introduce multiple universes to the normies. I don't think that's even the most confusing thing that they have to get the normies to understand. I think they can understand a lot of that. Oh, I think I just read it, bud. Doom uses his face to portal? Yeah, I just read that. You must be a little delayed, or maybe the stream's a little delayed. Oh, I misread it. Huh? Oh, a bunch of Tonys? Well, they're not really Tonys, though, right? I see what you did there. Okay, yeah, but they're not really Tonys, so yeah. I think it's going to be similar to the Comic-Con trailer they showed us in 2018. Visuals of all the players, big moments from the Doom Qual to Thanos moon pool. You really think that's what it is? I mean, maybe they use some of that stuff, but what's the context of it? You know what I mean? Baby Bird says, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Love to the fam. Thank you so much. I have so much fun stuff planned for my birthday. Stuff that I'm not going to reveal. But trust me, Papa Josh going to have a real good time. We're taking the kids to Grandma's. Grandma's got the kids until Sunday. So I'm kind of hoping there's not a lot going on Saturday so I can just chill, play video games, and hang out. But if there is, I'll be live. Are you excited for the Stranger Things finale? No. We are a whole year away. Hope we're not getting our expectations too out of control. Yeah, fair. But I would argue that what Marvel needs to do is understand that they should be exceeding expectations the whole way. And I think they can. I think there's a way to do it. I think they'll do something along the lines of that duo teaser we got for House of the Dragon Season 2. They showed both perspectives. Maybe. I mean, we don't even know that this is real, right? I mean, this is a great rumor. And I think Gore was I think they all got wasted at this party and somebody fucked up. Told them too much. But I don't know that for sure, right? The only thing that makes no sense is getting this out before Brand New Day. New footage when that is out in less than 8 months. Yeah, but they filmed so much more of Doomsday. You know, remember, Doomsday delayed itself by 7 months and never stopped filming. I mean, eventually they stopped, but meaning they didn't like, oh shit, delay it. Let's recalibrate. And what are we going to do? Nope. They delayed it and just kept working, which means there's a lot of these shots that were picture locked and have just been being worked on in the visual effects department and sharpened, which is probably why Daniel said a couple of weeks ago, it's the best looking movie the Russos had ever seen. Because he either saw the trailer or, you know, somebody that saw the trailer told him this shit looks great. So just food for thought. Josh, I think the two teams that they're going to introduce in Doomsday are the prehistoric Avengers with Odin and Squadron Supreme. I mean, I would love that. That's so fucking nerdy, dude. But the normies would be like, what? You know? The normies would be like, who the hell? So I don't know about that. My thoughts. First trailer reveals Doom's backstory, ending with Steve and Peggy. Second one is to focus on rescuing Monica and getting her out of the X-Men universe. Oh, that's kind of fun. Last one needs to be about Franklin. Wow. Okay. I like where your head's at. Yeah. A lot of different ways they could slice it, huh? Editing must be crazy on Doomsday with all that footage. Yeah, of course. I mean, they've been working on it a lot, guys. I mean, they've been working on it a lot, right? 2026 will be the best year for Marvel after 2019. Yeah, unless 2027 is better. I mean, but let's just find out. Because look, I'm very excited for Doomsday, and I'm so glad that the Russos are back and that they dialed it the fuck up. Because I think King Dynasty was just going to be lame. Like everything I heard about, I was like, man, that's fucking lame, dog. This seems like incredible, and it's not even Secret Wars. Like, dude, this shit seems incredible, and it's a prelude to God, Emperor Doom, and Secret Wars. Like, dude, what? Crazy. Big Russo energy, indeed. Josh, is it possible also that Steve we're going to see is Nomad, not Hydra Captain America? I think it's possible you see both. Here's the thing. One of the scoopers told me Hydra Captain America is not in this thing, but Chris Claremont did say Hydra Cap was in this thing. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's possible that I think both things could be true, which is probably confusing, but there's a way. Ethical Prod says, what are the odds we catch Kang hints or even Kang himself in one of these trailers? Happy early B-Day too, man. Nerd Vengeance forward life. Hey, appreciate you, man. I don't know. I'd give the odds. I'd say the odds are pretty low. Let's give it a 15% chance. I don't know, though, because, like, He Who Remains could still be really important to Victor's story. Yeah. I am concerned about our DJ Doom accent. I guess we'll find out, man. We're going to find out very, very soon. Did you see the Noir poster? Ben Reilly? Yeah, you know what's funny, Mike? Or Mikkel? We talked about that a long time ago, dude. I heard Ben Reilly, like, mad early, and I did talk about it, but I know things get lost in the sauce and everything, but, yeah, it's Ben Reilly. He's a fraud. Wait, what? What if each trailer has Doom, but introduces each team that will be fighting him? Yeah, could be. That would be fun. Yeah. What story for Thor in these movies is going to be, because Thor movie is going to be released after Secret Wars? Well, I'm not 100% sure about all of that. I mean, I've heard some things, but you never know. I mean, that's pretty far away. I think they're cooking a lot there. I'd rather just maybe wait on that. Josh, with all the bombs in Phase 4 and 5, do you think we look back On some of the bad Fox X-Men, a little bit more fondly. Dark Phoenix excluded. That shit was ass. Yeah, so frankly, I watched the Apocalypse, John, which I never saw when it first came out. I was just so over the Fox X-Men at the time. It's better than I thought it would be. You know, that Apocalypse one was decent. So, yeah, I think that's probably true. And I really like Days of Future Past. You know, I think First Class is maybe the best X-Men movie in general, if not Logan. So, I mean, they got some juice over there, for sure. Steve McT, thank you for the 10 spot, brother. Says, happy birthday, Josh. The trailer should start with Tony during the snap. Doom roughly says, I had a dream of my demise. I believed was a lie, but that dream uncovered a multiverse of lies. Let's go. What is he, fucking Dr. Seuss? No, that's not bad, brother. I'm just playing. That's actually not bad. Something like that could be really cool, and I appreciate the 10 spot, man. Thank you. Fuck King, keep his aunt losing ass in the past. My God. Justin's here. I think every team has an OP character that they have to protect, like Sentry, Franklin, and Doom is his own OP. Yeah, that's fair. That is a cool thing that's going on for sure. I said roughly. I know, I'm just teasing you. We don't need to talk about Majestic. Dude almost ruined all my hard work over the last 3 months. Forget about him. Yeah, I mean, look, what else? I already said the whole thing with Majestic. You know what I mean? And it's like, what people, I think, don't get, and look, nuance is like really hard on the internet. I don't know what it is about these screens that fucking, you know, I don't know what it is that makes this shit hard, but I said basically from Jump Street that Majestic was accurate mostly because he got access to that Discord. And so he's recycling things that come out of that Discord. And the reason that's significant is because he would go further than some of the scoopers would. He would hard confirm stuff that they wouldn't confirm. So I was looking for like little additional pieces here and there. But of course, then, you know, like I even said this with one of the things. I said, sometimes these scoopers get a big head. They start listening to too many people. They start getting addicted to the engagement, and they want to be first, and they want to be so clever. And they had this scoop, this, that, second, and the third. And this morning, yes, Majestic got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And Cryptic set him up for it. And, like, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It doesn't mean he was lying the whole time, because basically, if you're confirming, if you're repeating stuff that, like, you know, is a Discord where, like, Perez is at and all these others, like, really good scoopers are at, then you're parroting accurate shit. Right? I don't know. Maybe the nuance is just impossible. First trailer is Doom heavy. Second is Steve Rogers heavy. And the third is X-Men heavy. That is a great formula. I would be completely down with that. Go Scorched Earth on Loveness. Loki season 1 finale beats your favorite Marvel show to a pulp. Yearned me. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh boy. Is Avatar even good? The trailer is there. Yeah, Avatar is probably going to be fucking good, man. I think Avatar's sweet. I think it's dope. I think Quaritch is getting freaky with, you know, the Fire Clan Biddy, and I think all of that sounds great. Can you say what exactly happened with Majestic? I don't have Twitter. Yeah, so basically, Cryptic said some bullshit saying it was real, and then Majestic repeated it as an exclusive scoop or some shit like a little bit after that. And then Cryptic was like, I was fucking with you, you idiot, and then he like deleted his account, basically. Which, by the way, is a little bit of an overreaction in my opinion. But I don't know. I don't know who any of these people really are. You know, I'm just Josh over here, man. I'm just trying to have a good time. Shit. So is Sam giving the shield back to Cap? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of Captain Americas in this movie. Like maybe 100. Are we getting The Boys trailer tomorrow or Saturday? I'm not exactly sure, man. I am not exactly sure. Avatar's about to Avatar? Hell yeah, I can't wait for it. Apocalypse was very comic booky feeling. Indeed. I did appreciate it. Just Josh, not related to George Lucas. Exactly. Adam, shut the fuck up. There's more to that Majestic story. The timing was weird. Okay, well, hit me up. Yeah, hit me up about it. I don't really know too much more. That's what I saw happen. Birthday cake, what kind are you getting? What kind do you like? Actually, not a big cake fan. I prefer pies. I do like cheesecake, but is cheesecake a cake or a pie? I think that's actually, I would prefer some cheesecake, man. I'd like to get some cheesecake. Or really good tiramisu, but it has to be legit. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Oh, Jesus. Bubba Bulwer. You know what's funny, too, is like, just I want you guys to take a guess of the restaurant I want to go to for my birthday. Dude, banana cream pie is actually great. Take a guess on what restaurant I want to go to for my birthday tomorrow that I told my wife that I want to go to. Just guess. Cheesecake Factory, Olive Garden, Panda Express, McDonald's. You're all close. Steakhouse, Chili's, Ruth Chris. No. That's great. Maggiano's would be great, but there's none on this side of the city. Twin Peaks. Dude, Twin Peaks is. I would actually. I would. But no. It's Red Robin. Red Robin, and I'm gonna get a A1 peppercorn burger. And I'm going to get a bonsai burger, probably eat half of both and take the other halves to go. Your old job? Dude, I liked the food. I don't know what you want me to say. I really like it. I really like Red Robin burgers, dude. Yeah, and the campfire sauce, bottomless fries. I'm going to fucking fill my fat face, dude. I'm going to be so fat after tomorrow. You guys are gonna see me, because I dropped a lot of weight, which you probably can't even tell, but like I'm actually close to 200 now, and I was like 250 earlier this year, so I'm close to 200, under 210. But dude, after Saturday or after tomorrow, when you guys see me on Saturday, you're gonna be like, dude, he's all the way back up to 250. Holy shit, holy shit, yeah. So. Yeah, it should be a good birthday though. I'm excited. Smash burgers are way better. I like a good smash burger, but like, dude, I like particularly those two type of burgers were like my favorite, man. And I still have cravings for them. And then you know what I'm gonna get? A milkshake, and I'm gonna throw some vodka in it. Yep, I'm gonna have some adult milkshake, some vodka in my milkshake. And do the damn thing. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Sasha Trey says, happy birthday, Josh. Go do some nerdy shit and have some pie. Come to Miami and I'll cover you at Twin Peaks. Dude, let's go. Holy shit. That would be a good ass time, man. That would be a good ass time. Hit me up in the DMs because, like, dude, I would do that. That'd be fun. Appreciate you. Milk and alcohol, no bueno. You don't like White Russians? You don't like White Russians? Dude, and you gotta get the White Russian made with the heavy cream. If you're making it with milk, it's bullshit. Like, you need the heavy whipped cream. You want that thing to fucking taste like a milkshake, brother. They're okay? They're great. Just let me make you one, and then you'll be like, damn, okay. Tiramisu from Whole Foods, you won't regret it. Interesting. Okay, I can, potentially give that a shot. When are you hitting 40, bud? So I'm 38 tomorrow. So I got 2 years. So Secret Wars, I'll be fucking 40 years old when Secret Wars comes out. Holy shit. Damn. That is wild. That is pretty crazy. Wow. You turned 39 when Endgame came out? Thanks, Trev. That's the first nice thing you said all day, Appreciate you. You look 29, honestly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying. I work out a lot. I try to eat well, but I still eat my McDonald's, I still eat my Red Robin. Dude, I'll be 60. Thanks, man. You guys are making me feel a lot better. Thanks, man. Some of us are past 40. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's just a number. And these days, man, it's like, in a lot of ways, 30 is the new 20, 40 is the new 30. And, the robots are going to replace us all soon. So does it matter as much? I don't really know. Okay, guys, one more thing before we get out of here today. Okay, and I really appreciate all the love. I appreciate the support. And I appreciate just everybody that's been checking out the content, hanging out, having a good time. If there really are 3 trailers, holy shit, my December's about to be really crazy. So it'll be a nice kind of calm before the storm to take tomorrow off. And I'm playing Warhammer tonight, and I'm really excited about it. But I have one request from you guys for my birthday tomorrow, okay? I have one request. And I could only make this request because it is my birthday. Otherwise, you guys would not do it, and you would hate me for bringing it up. Okay? But my one request is that you just give a little Warhammer, just something Warhammer, just a little Warhammer a try. I know. What the fuck? That's crazy, Josh. Just hear me out. I understand that the community is resistant to Warhammer. I get it. Not everybody. A lot of you are like, yo, this shit is awesome. I'm all about it. This is great. Tomorrow, at one point, just throw on a little Warhammer video, throw on a little Warhammer audio book, maybe go to a Warhammer Wikipedia page, do it for your boy. At some point tomorrow, just be like, it's Josh's birthday, and all he asked was that I give Warhammer a try. And so I will give it a try today. So if you could just do me that favor tomorrow, because it's the fucking best day in the world. Holy shit, Warhammer's so cool. We all have to embrace Warhammer. And otherwise, you guys wouldn't do it. You wouldn't fucking do it, because I've been trying to do it for 2 fucking years and nobody's doing it. I mean, a lot of you are doing it, but a lot of you are super resistant to it. So I just ask for my birthday. And you know what would be cool too? If you did it and then maybe hit me up in a DM or on Discord about it, and maybe you had a question or whatever, I'll engage with as many people as possible. I think that would be so damn cool. Hell yes. Hell yes. Okay, so that's my one request. And also check out that game, man. Cloudheim looks really, really cool. How about I watch Rebel Moon? What is that? I've never heard of it. What? Josh, do we get a shirtless vid for those of us that are the top 1% of the... No, but that's an interesting idea. Maybe we'll do something like that for next year. Huh? Maybe we'll figure something like that out. Josh, let's play Marvel Tokon, and I'll get into Warhammer. Well, when does that drop? Because I'm definitely going to check it out. I was playing that Cosmic Invasion. I think it's pretty fun. So I'm going to check that out. We got to play next week? Yes, we do. Yeah, totally, dude. We'll get back into it. And how you feeling? I mean, I know you probably haven't played since we last played, but have you been like studying up? Are you feeling good about your list? Because yeah, man, I think the goal, I think you've already said this, but the goal should be like, you should feel, you should be aiming to be competent when 11th rolls around, right? Like, get enough reps, understand spacing, understand trading, understand all that. By the time 11th comes, you want to hit the ground running with 11. That would be, I mean, we're all going to be on a lot more equal footing when 11th comes out. But we'll play. Absolutely we'll play. Marvel Tokon closed beta drops tomorrow. I'm down to play with some of the Nerd Vengers. Oh shit, you get a key? Good for you, man. Good for you. It's my day off tomorrow. I'll watch some Warhammer videos. My man. Thank you, Louis. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. What a crazy day. What a crazy rumor about the Doomsday stuff. Really hope it's real. I think it's real, but I'm also like, dude, I don't want to get too hyped up. I don't want to get like too excited. And I guess what I'll say, I'll leave you with this idea. I still believe that even if it is just one trailer, I still believe everything that I've told you guys so far about what the intention for Marvel is and how much energy and resources they are putting behind this. I believe this trailer will shift the conversation and begin a whole new era for not only Marvel fans, but for us over here at the Den of Nerds as well. And I'm quite excited for that. So I'm hoping that that's what it is. We'll find out, and we'll find out together. Rossi, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you guys for all the love. And I'll see you guys probably Saturday afternoon. I'll probably drop some clips later today. I'll drop a few clips tomorrow. I think I have another video that's going to drop tomorrow. But then Saturday's probably like, bro, like Saturday is like, we're probably cooking. Look out, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I think. Whoo, we'll be cooking. All right, everybody, much love. And as I always say, I hope you, and X9008, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. You, man, thank you so much. I'm in the hyperbolic time chamber 24 hours studying map strategies, domination. Your day is coming. Can't wait. Love it. Love to hear it. Love that energy. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.
The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
My aura takes the form of the aurora borealis, or a floral pattern, more or less a forest to your salad. The normal path of travel has immediate reaction. Can't you see that I am beaming? I'll be leaving in a second, sipping magic from the chalice, detached from the distractions. At last I can relax, looking past all of the action. A fraction or a fragment of me actually is present. The rest of me is heavenly, the seventh house is zenith. Yes, the fence intimidates, it's meant to keep you out, but let your senses resonate and leap it in the bound. Freedom isn't found inside a visa or a crown, and even the voice of reason couldn't speak it out loud. But mortals are immortal when the soul has been imported to a source that is more solar and important to the whole. This is the warmest moment of a poet turned heroic as he slowly comes to focus. Go ahead and watch me glow.
Ray Mysterio flow, staying clear, makeup smeared, hating queers, make it clear this is spiritual. Throw a spirit you all, church final, your funeral in an arena, you searching for fire. Or titles, or tidal waves, tie the game like a shot from outside when it's 95 to 98. The throat slid into you left side broke, boa constricted choking. The grown man, pause me and your controllers get broken. Anarchy in the Ford, you need to focus. Love, I get none, like saying no to niggas. Hamiltonian's loneliness, so I hold my I logged on to see a C-section and gross displays. Sleep never and roll aids, deep lessons won't go away. I keep pressing like my phone is afraid to be a star, so I ended and pounded, see what the code can say.
Calling all the good rappers, had to get my crew together. Fire like the fire flower, flyer than the super feather. Superman with two propellers, into that ninja rap. You can call it super shredder, boss scene, Rothstein. You can call it super better. New to this, ludicrous, foolishness. Lou been doing this since super letters, so I can't spell and can't bill it out. If you can't feel it's too full, you can't peel it out. Showboating at the show, but you can't sell it out. I'm on the Sea Shepherd deck, helping the whales out. All my egos in the mirror, checking themselves out. Tweeters in the trunk, helping the 12s out. The speakers on bump, the rappers on acne. This track is what would happen if the wrestlers meet the athletes. Yes sir, then the chess club got dressed up and went and took all the bitches of the athletes.
Big up to what's been up, nigga. Been up from when we clicked up and posed for these pictures. Good, and the kids connected us and it click snap. Hollering, yeah, we waited on the iPhone scale app. Without feel the best to ever do it this well. Haven't done it all, but we got copy real well though. But it ain't no sweat, I got a whole outfit. And a new fitted cap that I ain't wore out yet. Check, and I'm beaming, and I seen it like a 27-inch Zenith. Projected widescreen, now they got it 3D. Now we NBA'd up from development leagues.
Hey yo, they pale in comparison to stories we tell. Man, he see me on the hovercraft and he got a sail. Bubble ass Brenda stacked up in the window of whatever lack truck. Pick her up, retail nigga. What? Just hit me like a Mack truck.
Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, another happy landing, man. Another crazy ass day. I did not expect to wake up to this crazy news, but holy shit. December might be busy, ladies and gentlemen, and it all might start this Saturday, 2 days from now. My God. But we're ready. We've been preparing. We are legitimately ready. We are legitimately doing better than we've ever done. We are more locked in than ever. And I'm excited to meet the moment. So thank you. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And in fact, if you could do me a favor, actually make it 2. Open up your third eye and watch how you're thinking, but how?
But my 16 is strong, didn't want me to shine. Now we're sharing the stage, twice as good as you Brown, only half of your age. So the question remains, and it ain't even how. Got that Verizon flow. Are you hearing me now? Word to a salute, they was saying my future is dark. I had the fame, but my name was missing the art. So I'm drawing the